Fluorescent lights buzzed. The smell of meatballs hung heavy. Families pushed carts, their laughter echoing off towering shelves. A normal Saturday. Amy, ambitious and eager to impress, straightened a display of throw pillows. Her name tag glinted. Assistant manager trainee. Today, she'd prove herself. A young couple debated a coffee table, their faces illuminated by the warm glow of a strategically placed lamp. Amy smiled, approachable, helpful. This was her element. Organization, structure, the comforting predictability of consumerism. Tonight, she'd close up, another step closer to her goal. The last shoppers shuffled out. Silence descended, broken only by the distant hum of refrigerators in the showroom kitchens. Amy felt a prickle of unease. She dismissed it as pre-promotion jitters. Her boss, a portly man named Carl, gave a weary smile. "Lock up tight, Amy." His words echoed strangely in the stillness. The automatic doors hissed shut behind Carl. Amy and two other employees, Ben and Sarah, began the closing routine. A chill snaked through the air, despite the building's warmth. Amy shook off the feeling. Get a grip, she thought. It's just an empty store. A crash from the furniture department. Ben jumped, his eyes wide. Probably just a shelf, he mumbled, but his voice wavered. They moved together, a tight knot of apprehension. The air grew colder, thick with the smell of damp earth. They rounded a corner. A display of glassware lay in shards, as if smashed by an invisible hand. Whispers, faint and chilling, seemed to emanate from the walls. Sarah shivered. "This isn't right," she whispered, her eyes darting around the suddenly menacing aisles. The familiar layout of the store seemed to shift, the pathways twisting in on themselves. They were trapped in a distorted reflection of IKEA, a funhouse mirror gone horribly wrong. Panic tightened Amy's throat. They had to get out. Emergency exits, once clearly marked, were gone, replaced with endless rows of bookcases, each one identical. The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe. The whispers intensified, swirling around them like a malevolent wind. They were no longer alone. Shapes coalesced in the shadows, grotesque mockeries of the whimsical stuffed animals that usually adorn the children's section. Their button eyes glowed with a malevolent light, their plush fur matted and stained. The whispers took on a guttural quality, filled with ancient malice. Amy stumbled back, her heart pounding against her ribs. These were not things of this world, not creatures of reason or light. They were drawn to the fear that now pulsed from Amy and her colleagues, feeding on their terror like vultures at a feast. Terror threatened to consume her, but Amy clung to a shred of defiance. She wouldn't let this nightmare break her. She had to protect Ben and Sarah, had to find a way out of this hellscape. "We have to stick together," she said, her voice surprisingly steady. "Don't let them separate us." The creatures hesitated, sensing her resolve. Their glowing eyes followed their every move, relishing their fear but wary of her newfound strength. They ran, a desperate scramble through a maze of shifting walls and whispering shadows. Each turn led to another dead end, another horrifying encounter with the creatures that stalked them. The air grew thick with the smell of decay, the stench of something ancient and evil. Hours bled into what felt like days. Time lost all meaning within the confines of the cursed store. Exhaustion gnawed at Amy's sanity, but she pushed on, driven by a primal need to survive, to escape the nightmare that had become their reality. A glimmer of light. Not the harsh fluorescent glare of the daytime IKEA, but a faint ethereal glow emanating from a doorway they hadn't seen before. Hope, fragile as a cobweb, flickered in Amy's chest. Could this be their way out? As they cautiously approached, a shape emerged from the light, a figure tall and imposing, its features obscured by the glare. It spoke, its voice a low rumble that seemed to shake the very foundation of the store. The blueprint. It holds the key. The figure vanished, leaving them with a cryptic message and a renewed sense of urgency. The blueprint. What blueprint? And where would they find it in this ever-changing labyrinth? They were so close to escaping, yet the answers seemed further away than ever. Amy knew they had to keep moving, had to unravel the mystery of the blueprint if they ever wanted to see the light of day again. The nightmare wasn't over, but for the first time, she dared to believe that survival, however improbable, might be within their grasp.